All right, YouTube, we are back, Four Boys Garage, with the Craftsman string trimmer. We did a hack a ways back. I don't believe was on this model. It was on one of the other ones that we had, which actually has since been given away because the muffler bolts broke clean off, and drill and tapping was not something we were interested in. We had worked that thing a lot harder than it was designed for. These are very lightweight trimmers, so this may also serve as somewhat of a review now. This being our second. We also have a third of this similar model, but this is branded Craftsman. Serial numbers close enough. If we can get close enough there to read them, we can put it in the description. This particular model, you can see, was made by MTD in June of 2019. I'm not sure exactly when it was that we bought this, but you know, this is still January of 2022. This machine is a year and a half old, and it's already having issues. And this is not really used all that much. We haven't had a problem with this throttle cable yet, but I can see it still has the same exact part as the first one we did the hack on. And if you haven't seen that video, you should definitely check it out. If you're a MTD or I think Cub Cadet or Toro, I think this exact model is badged under a whole bunch of different names, and I think that we gathered those up for our throttle cable hack video, and maybe we can put those in the description as well for this video. But these machines are not made for what we use them for. These are more for people with a small yard. We like them because they do have this detachable shaft, and we run a grass blade on these, which performs way better than string. So the issue that we're having with this one is the handle spins freely on the shaft, and if we get close enough here, try to get some light. It's probably too much light. You can see in there where this screw hole is. You can see that there's just a screw in the metal of the shaft, and that's how they have this held on. This handle design is different than the older model that we did the throttle cable hack on. This is a totally different handle design. It has this sort of top safety that the old one did not. So this is our first experience with this weird, handle twist that's going on here. So without any further delay anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing opened up and kind of show what we've got. We've got a new handle that we can put the, let's see, get a shot of the part number here. So the lighting is bad. We probably picked a bad spot here, but it's a 753-08344 is the part number. It took a while for this thing to come in, but actually, it shows on here. Maybe these are some of these brands: Columbia, Remington, MTD, Cub Cadet, Troy Built. So that's at least some of the brands that are probably labeled with the same model. But anyway, it's sort of a handle kit I want to say it was like $24 for this part. I think it was off of the Sears website. I believe, I can't remember if we ended up from Sears or replacement parts, which we use a lot, but it took forever. I think we ordered this thing 7 months ago, and then it just showed up one day. I had actually forgotten about it. It's been cold, obviously, for a while now, and it just showed up. But obviously, these things have been in high demand because they're not available or hard to find. At least they were at that time. So it's quite the hassle if they're going to have such an issue with failures. But we'll get this package opened up and we'll get this thing taken off and we'll show the failure point of this particular problem and what it takes to fix it. So be right back. All right, so got all the screws out, and they are a Torx T20.
See how to pop this.
Or you can use a flathead screwdriver.
There we go. You have stink bugs in it.
Oh, nice. So this is the failure point of this thing, and the screw we lost.
Fell out.
Yeah, well, when it broke. So basically buying this kit for really just the 1/2. Oh yeah, there were a few castaways there. Look at them.
Yeah.
Gross. So, well, I think we'll just replace the one side. I don't think we're going to worry about the whole rebuild here. I think it's going to be quicker and easier to replace the part that's broken. So, go ahead and get this package opened up here. They do include a few pieces and parts that we'll probably hold until
it breaks again.
Until it breaks again. You can also see that here it is. That's how they have this thing being attached. A screw simply driven into.
Looks like a self-tapper almost.
The sheet metal. I mean, this sheet metal tubing. So,
which side do I need?
It's really a poor design, and that's what it was with the throttle cable hack video, is a poorly designed and poorly made cable. I get that, these are low budget, low cost units, but I mean, come on, some of these critical components that are used, and the most stressed are probably worth another $1 or $2. So anyway, we're gonna get this thing threaded back together and see if we can just pop this new half and make sure it'll match right up to the old half before we move on. And hopefully this repair could be complete, and probably just put the rest of the parts in the tool parts bag. So be right back. All right, got all the wires and cable tucked back away. We're gonna go ahead and keep the existing switch, which is functioning normally, and leave that switch, the new switch anyway, in the parts bag. I do like that you get the other parts, the trigger and things like that, but I have a feeling these handles will never last as long as the rest of the components inside them. So we're going to go ahead and get this other side matched up. And of course it's perfect fit like it should be. So 1/2 new handle.
I think.
And we'll go ahead and replace all the old screws.
I think it might need
that's the handle one. I do think it needs to be a short one.
Yeah, so. I think it's one of these.
Well, that's fine. Just go ahead and get the long ones in there to get it held back together. Use the T20 and replace most of the outside perimeter screws.
Try to do it like this so it can stop popping off. Now I can let go of it.
believe all of these outside screws are the same length. And then I think the two insides are shorter. That'd be the one just below the trigger and the one that goes into the handle.
See,
I believe it'd be the same length.
but they have the same T20 head.
Nope, you're crooked. I don't know, will that reach down in there? Oh, did you have it lined up?
Yeah.
Stop. Okay, made a minor mistake here. The more coarsely threaded plastic screw we attempted to use, but found that there is a finer threaded sheet metal screw. I don't know if this thing's even going to focus on it. We believe this to be the actual screw, and again, we lost the original, so we're sifting through this bag of screws thinking they all look the same, but did find a difference between these two. We're going to go ahead and get this one in there. All right, proper screw in place. Handle's now secure. Definitely learned our lesson to be more gentle with this poorly designed setup for this handle. I mean, this, I just can't imagine worse. A single screw into what amounts to a sheet metal tube. And honestly, that isn't even the worst part. The handle itself broke. The only attachment point all depends on the strength of this little plastic part. So this is trash. For now, the Craftsman's back up and running. For now, in all caps. Keep your parts guy close. Or at least make sure to bookmark the link to your favorite repair parts website so that you can keep your MTD, Craftsman, Troy Built, whatever the list of
Yard
these,
machines.
the yard machines,
Toro.
trimmer, operating. And I'm sure this applies to more than just these trimmers. They're all repackaging and rebranding stuff for each other. Not sure how the corporate structure works on these, and maybe all owned by the same place, but ours is the Craftsman. Again, we'll try to put as much of the basic tools in here, but it was a flathead, T20 Torx. It really wasn't much, and pay close attention to how things were assembled. We opted to make a minimal repair, at least in this case. We only needed the one side and the screw, and unfortunately they don't sell that alone. It's the whole kit. So we'll put the part number in the description, and I guess till next time, 4 boys out.